Anyway, so I wanted to start a YouTube channel. Well, I should have said hello to everybody at first. But yeah, I want to start a YouTube channel. Yesterday I tried to put my first vlog together. It's not worked out perfectly, but it will follow after this. And you can let me know what you think of it. I'm pretty sure they'll get better. Took me 4 hours to work out how to put bits of music on, but we'll get there eventually. But yeah, this is my first vlog coming up, and I think I'll speak to you again after this. Cheers. Hiya. I don't really know what to say, but I was just recording then and it was going okay, but then my parents, who are here, I'm currently in France, locked down with them, which is a couple of weeks, and it's hard enough, but for some time now I've been here, and actually to be physically locked down, not physically locked down, but to be locked down with your parents at 40 years old can really test the old patience. But anyway, I was just doing some filming. I'm going to carry on with this now. I'm in my van, not driving. I can't really go anywhere, and I can't do anything. I certainly can't do any more on the build because I'm waiting for hardware. I'm waiting for stuff to come, and all the DIY shops are shut. But there's nothing I can do about it at the moment. What I did have from before was some paint, so I've started trying to paint the outside. I'll maybe show you that in a little bit, but I started trying to paint the outside, but there were lumps and bumps and bits where I've had to fill in holes and stuff like that. So I've been putting on some body filler and stuff like that and seeing how that goes. But so far it's going okay. Tomorrow I'm going to try and sand it down. But it's a lovely day. It's let me show you. It's really sunny and nice. That over there is the old house that my parents used to have. They've sold it now. Now they're in the bigger one over there. I'll show you that at some other point. But yeah, I've been trying to do a bit of work on the van, what I can do at the moment, but it's very difficult. In fact, because it's a really nice day, I might try and continue this video on top of the van, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film this video on top of the van and try and get a bit of sun and maybe have a beer on top of the van. But I'm going to cut it off now so that I don't film myself falling off the ladder like a complete moron like I did the other day. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll be back in a minute once I'm on top of the van. Yeah, so what I've been doing is painting and filling in. So here, for example, there was bits that's filler that have gone in. So I've been painting it and filling it in. I've also wanted to get that join to look a bit better. It does look a bit rubbish again now because of it needs sanding down again. But I've become so obsessed, I've put so many layers on it. But I've been just putting body filler on certain parts, trying to get it a bit flatter and a bit more smooth. This is where there were some lights that have had to come out because they were leaking and they'd let a lot of water in. So it was all rusting, so I'm going to fill those, sand them all down. There's a few more bits here. Now on this side is the bit which is a real mess. But once it's all painted, I'm hoping it will look okay. So you can see here, this is where there were vents for fridges and the cooker and stuff like that. But that's all going to go on the other side now. So I filled those all in. A friend of mine who lives up the road, he's been brilliant. He's done a lot of welding and stuff like that for me. I wouldn't have got as far, well, I haven't really got that far just yet, but I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I've done if it wasn't for him. Plus he's given a lot of great advice. He works for a motorhome company, and his job actually within the motorhome company is he retrofits stuff onto motorhomes. So he's going to help to fit my diesel heater, which is it's in there somewhere. He's going to fit the diesel heater for me, and he's going to tap it into the actual diesel tank, which is good. So I don't have to use the tank that it came with. But this is all stuff that's in the future. Up there, that looks a real mess, but I've got plans for it. It won't look like that once it's finished. That's just a whole load of Sikaflex there, just to make sure that these windows, I've started a little bit there, just to make sure that these windows are sealed, because I'm a bit worried, and I've dumped the load up there as well on those windows that I've put up there. I was a bit worried that they might leak, because it's a 30-year-old van, and but it's in pretty good nick. Yeah, it's in pretty good nick, but it's a 30-year-old van, and there are certain things, some of the rubber seals were going, and I just want to make sure that they're all sorted out. But yeah, for 30 years, it's got virtually no miles on the clock, less than 50,000. I think it's about 48. But it's an absolute, well, I like it. I really like the van. I've had some comments on Facebook, some sort of stupid comments, oh yeah, put it in the rubbish or whatever. Well, I just ignore those. But anyway, I'm now going to get back up on the van, or try and get up on the van, and then I'll continue filming and telling you a bit more about how things are going. Well, anyway, I'm up on the van now. It is pretty, well, it's not high up, but it is high up, if you get what I mean. If I fell off it, I wouldn't, I'd probably break something. But yeah, I can give you a tour while I'm up here, actually. There's a tour of my bit. These things are from Lidl. They're, you get a pack of 6, they're so cheap. So I quite like those. Plus they're absolutely monster sized, so you get more bang for your buck. Yeah, so I'll come to the front of the van. I don't know if you can see there, you've got the Max fans, you've got the front windows, and then towards the back another Max fan, and the mess of the join I've made, but no one's going to see that because it's on the top of the van. But what I plan on having, actually, if I go back there, yeah, I haven't got quite used to this thing. What I plan on having up there on that last bit of roof rack will be some sort of a decking area that will be nice to go up on and get some sun, or I don't know, have a few drinks and things like that. Down here is where all the sort of the functional stuff will go, so solar panels. I've got to cut a hole in the roof because I've got a cubic mini wood stove that I need to put in, so there needs to be a hole cut in there somewhere for wherever that's going to go. I'm really excited about getting that in, getting the cubic mini in. I watch Mel's, is it Mel's Van World, when he does his lives or just anything, and he's with the cubic mini, and you think, oh, it looks so nice, I can't wait to get mine in. But in this sort of weather you don't really need it. It's absolutely roasting. It's been about 28 degrees here today, and it's April. It's mad, it's not normally like this. I've just noticed my hair looks an absolute mess, there's bits going everywhere. That's another thing about this lockdown, you can't get a haircut. I suppose I could order some clippers online and do it myself, but I don't think it will turn out very well. But yeah, as I was saying, I've been locked down with my parents, which is beyond frustrating, especially at the age of 40, and you've kind of had your own place and this and that, and you're now kind of forced into a position of being with them, and they're so set in their ways. They simply won't listen. It's my neighbour arriving back. I don't know where he's just been. But yeah, they're so set in their ways, they won't listen. I think they know it all. Yeah, they've been around for a while, but nobody knows everything, not even me, and I'm the king of knowing everything. But yeah, no, I want to get it finished. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, as I say, watching Mel's Van World, I want to get the Cubic Mini in. That was the first thing I bought, actually, before I bought anything else. Got to get the Cubic Mini, because I knew it would take a long time from Canada, and it did. I think it took nearly 4 weeks. And then even that, I buggered it up, because they're not cheap. But over here in Europe, which is, well, I think it's something that people will realise pretty soon if Brexit is, over here in Europe, the trade deal they've got with Canada is completely different to anything else. But then again, I've never ordered anything from Canada when I've been in the UK. But over here, when it arrived, the guy delivering it said, oh yeah, I think it was 300 or 400 euros in tax on top of what I'd already paid for the stove. Actually, that's a lie. When it came the day before all the other equipment, so the pipe, the air pipe, the flue, all that sort of stuff. And the girl just dropped it off and didn't ask for anything. And then the next day, the Cubic Mini came. And the guy said, oh yeah, tax, you got to pay tax on the delivery. I thought, I don't think so. I personally thought he was basically trying to pull my pants down. So I said, no, I'm not paying anything. So he said, all right, then he just left. And I, what? So I contacted Cubic Mini, and they said, oh yeah, it's in the terms and conditions that you've got to pay tax on whatever country you're in. The tax on deliveries and stuff would be slightly different. So I contacted back the French Postal Service, and then they delivered it back. But just the tax on delivery alone for that stove, and I love it. I mean, I've been sat up the back, even with it blasting away just for the fun of it, because I really couldn't wait to get it going. But the tax for the delivery on that alone was about 700 euros or 700 euros. Unbelievable. But you live and learn, don't you? But I think I'm going to have this beer, and then what I want to do is I want to show you guys some of the surroundings, which are just up the road. So perhaps when it gets to the point of really quite nice sunset, I hope there'll be a nice sunset today, I'll be back, and I'll might even get the drone out. Actually, I'm not very good at it. I've crashed it 3 times already. Luckily it's not broken, but we'll get the drone out, and maybe I'll try and get some nice drone footage of the sunset, and maybe Prince, my dog, running around the fields. So I'll that will be the next thing. But for now, I'll see ya. I'm not up the road yet. As you can tell, I'm still on the bloody roof. It's my little beer. But I just had a thought that, yeah, the YouTube videos are sort of or vlogs are something I've wanted to do for a while. I think the first person that got me into, I always knew about YouTube. I mean, I knew about YouTube before there was even advertising on it and stuff, but I never used to really watch it. But the first person that got me into it was a guy called Casey Neistat. Now, he's huge on YouTube. I think he's got about 10 million viewers or something. But I've always watched it, and then even before that, I've had a huge passion for motorhomes and caravans, and anyone that knows me will tell you, oh, he's obsessed. He wants motorhomes, he wants caravans. And then the bloody fly. And then in the process of looking at motorhomes and caravans, I started discovering van builds and van life, and that's just become, well, a real obsession of mine. I love watching the van videos. I love watching the small things. I mean, Martin from Healster Not Homeless, he came and visited and filmed the van, must be about 5 or 6 weeks ago now. But there's other ones. You've got the Boondockers, you've got, as I've already mentioned, Mel's Van World, Liam the Terrible, I really like him. I think he's great. Lost in Europe, which is, I don't know what his name is, I think it's Ash Pollard, Project Amber. I just like watching these things and thinking, oh, it's really nice, and they're quite honest. I suppose they're doing the same thing as what I'm attempting to do here, which is ultimately it doesn't really matter what people, well, I hope for them it doesn't matter what people think, because it doesn't really matter for me, but you're kind of documenting your life, and it's something you can look back on at some point and say, oh look, that was interesting, or just how things changed, or what was I doing at that time. So yeah, I've always wanted to do this kind of thing, and now you've got a platform to put these things out on, and then people can watch them as well, whether they like them or don't like them. Probably not going to take any of it to heart, because I'm still going to do it. I suppose it takes a fair bit of, you've got to build up some confidence to do it, but yeah, I think it's good. But within all of watching the van life, watching Ash, watching Lost in Europe, watching Healster Not Homeless, Project Amber, Boondockers, Mel's Van World, Gadget John, and Greg, we can't forget Greg Virgo. He's a bit of a legend. In fact, I would have quite liked him to have done my van. It certainly would have turned out better. But watching all that, what you've seen, what I've seen is just sometimes people that I can identify with. You've all got something in common. You've all got sort of you've initially got the first interest is the van, but then if you look a little bit beyond that, you see that actually deep down you've probably got far more than in common with these people than just the van. So yeah, but those are the channels I watch. I watch them over and over. And in fact, actually, what inspired me to do this one today was I don't know what her, I don't actually know the name of her channel, but it's Angela, a Fire Angel, Angela Fire Angel, because I think her videos are great. I watch them all the time, but it's just her talking to the camera and just having a chat. They're not like Lost in Europe, which is a completely different type of setup where you've got these dramatic scenic shots or whatever, but it's her just talking to the camera and just saying what she thinks, and I think it's brilliant. And the whole lot all put together for me is just brilliant viewing. I wanted to go to Camp Quirky, but I buggered up tickets for that, and then when they I didn't bugger up tickets, when they re-released tickets I buggered up the booking and I missed it, so I couldn't even get them then. But now it's been put back to October, and I hope in October it still goes ahead, and I'm hoping that I might be able to get hold of some spare tickets or something that someone's given them back or whatever because of the cancellation in, I don't know when the original one was it in May or June or something? But yeah, I'd love to be able to go to Camp Quirky, and if I can't go this year,
then I will be definitely there next year. But one of the main things I wanted to do with this van this year, other than Camp Puerto, is, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to do that, is I've always had a passion of watching the Tour de France, so I watch it all the time on TV. And I've had a huge connection. I've been coming here to France for pretty much the most of my life. I think 35, 36 years, and I'm 40 now. But I've always wanted to be in a motorhome or a caravan, or currently it's going to be this van, parked up on the side, changing every single day, and watching the stages of the Tour de France. That would be, for me, just heaven, I think. It really would be. But that's enough about me and thinking about what I want to do. I'm going to plan on getting up the road in a bit, try and get some of this sunset filmed, and then I'll be back then. And let me know what you think about the sunset. I think it's fantastic here, but I suppose it's fantastic other places, but I just think it's fantastic here. You can just see it all going. I might even try and get a time lapse. I tried to get a time lapse the other day and bloody Prince knocked the phone over. Right, I'll see you in a bit.
Right, come on in, you can get out as well. Come on. Right, so I've managed to make it up the top of the road. I'm with Prince. I've also come with my nieces and the van. But yeah, it's a lovely sunset up here. I'll get them two over and the Prince over in a bit. Van's up here as well. Yeah, the sunset I wanted to show you is this one. See, can you see that over there? Really nice. Yeah, anyway, I hope it wasn't too bad. I don't really know what to make of it, but it's been done. I will do some more, and as time goes on, they'll become slightly better edited and not so long-winded. There was a lot of talking in it from me, certainly at the beginning. There's Prince is yawning away there in the background. But yeah, no, I will put more out. Feel free to leave comments, and most of all, it would be great if you felt like you could subscribe. because there will be more content and better. There'll be a lot more of the van and just other things. Might do a bit of dog training on it. Not that Prince needs it, but actually my dad, I touched on my parents yesterday. He suggested I do some dog training with him. Well, he didn't want to do it a year ago or 2 years ago when I first got him, and now all of a sudden he does. Yeah, he's not too bad. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And subscribe, that'll be nice. And leave comments as well. If you want to leave nasty comments, it really doesn't bother me. I'll just read them and it will go in one ear and out the other. I won't really pay much attention to them. But nice comments will be great. But yeah, for me anyway, I appreciate you watching it, and yeah, there will be more to come. So from me and Prince, come here, come on. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Cheers.